Hello Sudoku friends, welcome to the April 29, 2023 edition of the New York Times Hard Sudoku. There is an easy 6 because this 6 blocks up while this blocks down and this 6 blocks across, so a 6 must go here. Three blocks across, another 3 blocks across, so a 3 goes here. Now a 6 must go in one of these two squares, and therefore in one of these two squares, and because of this 6 it cannot go here, ergo it must go here. Now we have a couple of 6s blocking these squares, and we have a 6 blocking this square, and we have two 6s blocking these squares. So a 6 is restricted to this square or this square. A 1 blocks here, therefore a 1 must go up here somewhere, and therefore cannot go in these two squares. This 1 blocks across, so it cannot go here either, ergo a 1 must go here. A 2 now must go in one of these two squares, and therefore in one of these two, and a 7 must go up here somewhere. A 3 blocks down, another 3 blocks up, so here's a 3. A 1 and an 8 block down, a 1 and an 8 block across, so a 1 and 8 must go in two of these 3 squares. Let's see if we can do anything else with column 8. We still need to find a 5, 4, 2, and a 9. Doesn't really appear to be the case. However, 3 blocks over and a 3 blocks down, so a 3 must go in one of these two cells here, blocking these two. This 3 blocks these two, this 3 blocks these two, so a 3 must go here. And this 3 now blocks up here, while this 3 blocks down and makes this a 3. A 5 blocks down and another 5 blocks down and a 5 blocks across, so here's a 5. 1, 2, 4, and a 9 still necessary to complete column 5. There's a 1 and a 9 here, so this is a 2 or a 4. And a 4 must go in one of these two squares. Can we use that for anything? 2 here or here. 1 must go up here somewhere. No, it's not really clear. But here is the thing. We have 4 empty squares here, and they need to be filled with a 2, 4, 8, and a 9. There's a 2, 4, and an 8 blocking here, so here is a 9. So now we know at least that a 1 and a 9 must go in two of these 3 squares here, because this square is blocked by the 9 and the 1. Now we're looking for a 2, 4, and an 8 for these squares. So a 2 must go here or here, but we knew that. I'm looking at the 5, 6 here and the 5, 6 here, and I'm thinking there's also a 6 here. Yes, so a 6 must go here actually. The 6 is blocking here. We got 2 6s blocking here and here, and we got a 6 blocking here. So this is a 6. It can be nothing else. Now for these 3 empty cells, we need to find a 4, 9, and a 5. So a 9 and a 5 cannot go here, therefore it must be a 4, and therefore these two squares must be a 5 and a 9. And that puts a 5 up here together with a 7. So if these are 5s and 9s, these must be a 2 and a 4. These are 5 and 7. Therefore, these must be a 1, 8, and a 9. And if they are 1, 8, and a 9, then this must be a 4. Here now we are looking for an 8 or a 9, or rather an 8 and a 9 for these two squares here. I forgot to think about these two. These are 5 and 7, therefore these must be a 2 and an 8. And those I can't solve yet. But since these have to be a 2 and a 4, I can start looking what I could place in these three squares. Apart from the 2 and the 4s, I still need to find a 5 and a 9. So a 9 must go here or here. And a 5 actually blocks over here and over here. So a 5 must go here or here. Is that of any value? I think it is, but I'm failing to see it clearly. No, I'm not. Because under no circumstance can this be a 5, because it must be a 2 or a 4. So for us to have a 5 in this column at all, and these two 5s block here and here, it is quite obvious that a 5 must go here. Now I'm looking for a 2, 4, and a 7 for these squares. Let's see, there's a 4 blocking down here, there's a 4 blocking down here, so here's a 4. We have got a couple of 4s blocking across and one blocking up, so another 4 goes here. Here now we're looking for a 7 and a 2, and this 2 blocks here, of course, so the 7 must go here and the 2 here. Now we have got a 7 blocking down and a 7 blocking down, 1 blocking over, so here's a 7. 2, 4, and a 9. And we have a 2 here. So this is a 4 or a 9. And since this is a 4 or a 9, then this must be the 2 and this must be the 4. So what else is available? We're still looking for a 5 and a 9 here. Well, if these are a 4 and a 9, then these must be a 1 and an 8. Also not very helpful. 5, 7 up here, 1, 3. 3, 1. So this is a 1 or a 3. Yeah, 3 blocks over, 3 blocks over, 3 blocks down. So one of these is a 3. But it's not really helping me because I want a 3 to go here. But I can't force it. I have to think about it. So let me look again at these three empty squares, 1, 9, and a 2. So this is a 1, 9 because there's a 2 here, and this is a 1, 9 because there's a 2 here. So obviously this must be a 2. Sometimes I'm just so blind. These now must be an 8 and a 9. But we have a 7 blocking up and another 7 blocking across. So here's a 7. We now have a 1, 9 pair here. And along with the 3 blocks down, 7 blocks down, 3 blocks over, and 7 blocks over, 3 and 7 block over. So these two squares must be a 7 and a 3 now. And that actually, because we have a 5 blocking up here and a 5 blocking over here, that actually puts a 5 in one of these two squares. And why is this important? It's important because these two squares have to be a 5 and a 7. And now with a 5 going here or here, this must be the 7 and this must be the 5. And now this 7 blocks down, so the 3 must go here and the 7. You remember we talked about the 3-7 pair, right? Now we got a 3 blocking down, another 3 blocking down. So here is a 3. See, I found it using logic, not guessing. And this, of course, must be a 1. we have a 1 now blocking down, so another 1 goes here. So we got this 1 blocking over now and this 1 blocking down. So here's a 1. And that makes this an 8 because these still have to be a 4 and a 9, right? Now we're looking for a 5, 9 and a 5, 9 and a 5, 9, 5, 9 and a 1. So the 1 must go here or here. But that was evident anyway, so it's not really helpful. Maybe looking at these two will be helpful. They need to be a 4 and a 6. We have a 6 blocking across, so here's a 4, here's a 6. This 4 blocks over, so here's a 9 and here's a 4. And this square now must be a 9, making this a 9 and this a 1, and this a 1, and this cannot be a 9, it therefore must be an 8, and this must be a 9. Here we're looking for an 8. Up here we are still looking for a 2 and an 8. Home stretch now. What are these 3 empty squares going to be? They are going to be a 2, 8, and a 5. 5 blocks here, 5 blocks here. So here is not a 5, therefore 5 must go here. 2, 8 and a 2, 8. These 4 squares need to be a 2, 6, 8, and a 9. This is a 2, 8, we know that. So a 6 and a 9. Let's see, we have a 6 blocking over, another 6 blocking over. So here's a 6. And this block, 9 blocks here. So here's a 9. So this is a 2, 8, and this is a 2, 8, except we do have a 2 blocking. So the 8 goes here, and the 2 here, and here's the 8. Over here now, we're looking for a 5 and a 9, just as we are up here. So let's deal with this easy one. I'm guessing that this is going to be an 8. These two squares must be a 1, which cannot go here, and a 5. And that solves the 5 and a 9 pair we had here. And a 9 now needs to go here, while this square is a 2. Thank you for following me through to the end. If you did, well, if you're listening to this, then you did. And I hope to see you back here again soon for more Sudoku puzzles. Bye for now.